What up, YouTube? This your boy Open Mind. Early morning grind. Should be the afternoon or the evening by the time y'all get this, but just wanted to touch on some things about child support that I don't think a lot of people research. I think people speak about child support from a bitter position because they themselves, men, have just a bitter outtake on child support. And you know, child support can make you bitter. I'm on child support like probably the vast majority of men in the United States, but getting upset and pissed off and hateful about it doesn't change anything. It actually makes people laugh at you and make fun of you, and you get the condescending responses of "you picked her, don't have no kids, that's what you get." You know, nobody really gives a shit about your gripes, especially if they're not paying child support. But for those women especially, I want to educate you guys on child support as what you think it is, because in your own bitterness, most of the time y'all go and put a man on child support, and it's from the energy behind your action is bitterness. And of course, because you know that what you're doing is wrong and you have a guilty conscience, you will never voice and say, I put this man on child support because I'm bitter about the fact that he cheated on me, or relationship didn't work out, or he lied to me, whatever reason. You will never say verbatim that he is a good father and he did not deserve to be put in this situation, but I did it anyway. You will never say that. I don't expect anybody to tell on themselves. So when I hear women speaking about child support, whether they have a legitimate reason or not, you still do not know what child support is. The term child support, you take the two words and you mean, and you think it means child support. Yes, that's what it says. And it's okay for people to just read that word and assume automatically that this is for your kid and this is the right thing to do. I get it. I understand people read stuff literally, which you should, but there's always an underlying message. Now, I'm going to read an article to y'all if I can. It's an old article, but let me turn my phone this way. Okay. It's just on my screen. Y'all can't see it because I don't have the best technology yet with these YouTubes, but I'm gonna read it to y'all, and I'll try to post a link below. It's an article from the New York Times, dated December 1st, 2007. It was an article about child support in Wisconsin. Just an article to explain the example of what I'm trying to say. The collection of child support from absent fathers is failing to help many of the poorest families, in part because the government uses fathers' payments largely to recoup welfare costs rather than passing on the money to mothers and children. Close to half the states pass along none of collected child support to families on welfare, while most others let me read that over. I read that wrong. Close to half the states pass along none of collected child support to families on welfare. Read that right. While most others pay only $50 a month to a custodial parent, usually the mother, even though the father may be paying hundreds of dollars each month. Now this is where I was going to get into. I wanted to read the article first and then get into not a rant, but some real serious insight, so you women, you baby mamas, can understand the magnitude of what you're doing when you go down there and you fill out that form to put your baby daddy on child support out of bitterness. Your bitterness keeps you from thinking rationally and really understanding what it is you're doing. Not only to the father, because you think you're doing this to the father of your kid, you're also doing this to yourself and your child. The one that suffers the most is the child. No support for the child. But let me continue reading. Critics say using child support to repay welfare costs harms children instead of helping them, contradicting the national goal of strengthening families, and is a flaw in a generally lauded national campaign to increase collections. Now I'm going to skip a few sentences and go right here. Carla Hart, a struggling mother of 4 here, which is a picture shown of her and her kids, held out her monthly statement from county child support office. The amount paid by the father was $229.40. The amount deducted to repay federal costs of welfare, $132.12. Her share is $97.22. And she says, end quote, that extra money was a bill I could pay. Age 56, who has lupus and other serious ailments, but against her doctor's advice has started working at a daycare center in a failing effort to achieve solvency, which means even though she's not supposed to be working because she has lupus, the child support that she put her baby daddy on, she's not getting it. They say he's supposed to pay $230 a month. His particular case, she's only getting $97 of that $230. So when I hear women saying, yeah, y'all be complaining about child support, that ain't but $50 a month, I only get this much, I only get that much. You only get that much because the state is taking a percentage of your child support to pay back the food stamps and aid that you're getting on top of the child support. This is what y'all don't understand. Y'all say us men, the ones who do complain and bitch and whine about it, man, I'm paying all this child support, and most guys don't release the number. The baby moms will retort and counterattack and say, y'all be complaining, that ain't but $50, pay that little $50. What you don't understand, baby mama, is he's actually paying $300, and the court's only giving you $50. But he thinks that you know that he's taking, they taking $350. He thought you knew that. And you don't tell him that you're only getting $50 unless you pissed off about it. So here's what I'm saying. You're upset at your baby's father because he's only giving you $50 a month. He's not giving $50. He's giving $350 or $250 or whatever. It's more than what you're getting. They're taking more out of his check wherever he works at. Some of us are paying more than others. I'm just using the $230 in the article, for example. This is just an article. Everybody's cases vary, but the same thing applies to every child support case in every state. Whether a man is paying $3,000, $350, whatever. What they take from the man, the father, what they deduct, garnish from his paycheck, you don't get that. It's if you're receiving any type of aid, Medicaid, food stamps, Section 8, any type of federal state aid that you get that's tax-free, that you don't have to pay back, everything has to be paid back. There's no such thing as something you got to pay back. Even student financial aid in college is paid back somehow. You might not have to pay it back on your credit, but taxpayers are paying it back. It's coming from somewhere. Everything is paid back. All things come full circle. Nothing is free. There is no such thing as aid. Somebody has to pay for it, even if it ain't you. So ladies, let me continue to read. That's just her example. Reflecting a growing bipartisan sense that diverting child support money into government coffers is counterproductive, Congress, in the Deficit Reduction Act passed in early 2006, took a modest steps towards change. Beginning in 2009, states will be permitted to pass along up to $100 for one child and $200 for 2 or more children, with the state and federal governments giving up a share of welfare repayments they have received in the past. The Bush administration has set a goal of increasing the share of collections distributed to families and reducing the amount of retained by the government. But the drive to reduce the budget deficit has gotten in the way. Here's the kicker, people. Let me read that sentence, because this is during the Bush administration, but it's not about who's the president. This is about how child support is. The drive to reduce the budget deficit has gotten in the way. As part of a last-minute budget crunching, the Republican-controlled Congress in that same act reduced by 20% the child support enforcement money it gives to the states starting this fall of 2009. Many states say the effort to force them to pay more of the enforcement costs will impede collections and prevent them from passing more money on to needy families. Now, it's a long article. I'll post a link in the up under the video, and y'all can read the whole article for yourself. The article is just an example. It's just an example. It's not the end all be all. It's an example that kind of tells the real agenda behind child support. Now, ladies, when you go put a man on child support, here's what you're doing. The government is in control of money. They need an excuse to not give you shit. Budget deficit. We got to cut back. So we got to cut back on school. We got to cut cutbacks. Child support was never designed for your child. It's designed to just separate the family, have you 100% dependent upon the government, the power structure, whether you have a male child or a female child, so that you can continue to grow up and perpetuate the same thing. It's a money thing. You're not even getting 100% of the child support that you're supposed to be allotted as per the court. The court says on a paper, you're supposed to get this much. You the baby mama. It say it right there on the paper. You don't get this much, he go to jail. If you don't pay this much, he go to jail. It seems to me that the court penalizes the father for not missing a payment, or penalize you, the mother, for not reporting something. So if you're getting some type of aid and you don't report it, they'll garnish you. But yet nobody penalizes the court for not revealing the truth to you, the two parents standing there, if both of y'all in there, with the child support case, that they are taking a percentage of your money. And there's some who do reveal it to you. Y'all okay with that? Okay, so let's take it away from the court and let's look at this for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Because the ladies, I gotta talk to y'all, because y'all the ones, y'all mad, y'all bitter. The nigga wasn't shit. He cheated. He had sex with your best friend. He got you pregnant and said, I don't want no kids, get an abortion. Whatever scumbag story you have to tell about the guy that you laid down with no condom, or condom broke and y'all had a baby and you had 9 months to think about it. You could have got an abortion, but you didn't. But you still had the baby by this person who you say now is what you say he is. It's still 50% your fault. Even if you innocent, you're not innocent if you willingly had sex with somebody who did not rape you and you got a baby by him. You're not innocent. You take some responsibility, even if he is no good. You just gotta take some, ladies. You can't just put it all on the dude. If you push the baby out for a guy and that you now say is whatever the scumbag story you say he is, it doesn't matter what he is. You still gave him your body with no condom, unless he raped you. And if he raped you, he should be in jail. So get off of that. Point is this: you are not helping your child. You're not helping yourself. Per this article and other articles that y'all can very well comment in the comment section under the video, describe the truth, the back door, behind the scenes, what's going on with child support. They use the term child support as just a, it's like a marquee. You know what I'm saying? It's just a marquee shining, for you to ooh-ah. But it's child support is just a door. Then when you walk through that door, there's some other shit going on behind there. It's not about the kid. You telling the court deems a father a deadbeat for not taking care of his child or children. Yet the court takes a percentage food off of your plate. They come into your home and take food off your plate that your kid could have been eating. You see where I'm going with this? They take a percentage off the top because they say, well, we got to get paid for our services. Fine. You can get paid for your service one time. If we go to court one time, just charge a court fee. The court fees is on there because most dads have to pay their back child support, current child support, plus court costs. Court costs is okay. I'm okay with court costs, but they're taking a percentage every paycheck from you. ladies. The man already getting garnished, so he can't control the garnishee. He's already being garnished. Whether it be 250, 300. In my case, I was paying 800 a piece to both of my kids' mothers because of the job I was working. I was just making pretty decent, good amount of money. I don't think it was decent. I still think I was average, but the courts say I can afford to pay $800 a piece, give or take. I can bitch in my moan and cry about it, or I can just deal with it and keep money in my pocket and just stay hustling. Keep a second job, keep a side hustle. Never work one job. When you're on child support, never work one job. If you're a guy paying child support, you cannot have one job. You have to have side hustles because you ain't gonna never have no money. But in my case, I know my baby moms is not getting the 800. Neither one of them. I know they're not, because I know what type of aid they're getting. Both of these women are getting aid from the states that they live in, because they're not in the same state. They've gotten aid. Before we fell out and had our issues that we have, we were cordial at one time, and I actually know their business. I know what they're getting. I know how much food stamps they're getting. I know how much SSI they're getting. I know what both of my kids' mothers are receiving as far as the state aid is concerned. They're both on the Section 8 list. They just haven't got called yet. Neither one of my kids' mothers have been called for a Section 8 voucher yet. But they're on the list, and that's a long-ass fucking list. You just gotta wait. But what I'm saying is, what they don't get, why they upset with me if they are, you're not getting all of your child support because you are also getting aid. You cannot have it all. You cannot, the government is not going to let nobody sit on their ass and just sit there and collect. And if you're going to do that, you got to be disabled. You got to be completely paraplegic, disabled, handicapped, cannot fend for yourself. Them people can sit on their ass and get a check. But if you getting all this aid and you got kids and you're eligible enough to earn your own income, they'll give you something, but they're going to penalize you for it. They ain't going to force you to get a job, nah, but they're going to still take money from you. They're going to give you a little bit and think you balling. You're going to get a little bit food stamps, a little bit of aid. If you get Section 8, they're going to put you in the worst area that they can find. You know, you're going to just be in the hood somewhere, but it's Section 8 rent-free for, well, not rent-free, but $50 rent because they covering the rest. You know, you're not getting nothing for free. The father's paying that back. They're garnishing his check. So they take, let's say you got a baby daddy and he paying you $500. Okay, they take the $500 out of his paycheck every pay period. Off the top before taxes even come out. Child support is at the top of every man's paycheck or in the middle somewhere. That $500 is then held in their hand and they looking to see how much aid you done got for the last month. You've received $350 in aid. Whether it be your vouchers for whatever or some food stamps, or they calculating how much aid they have given you, the mother. Okay, his $500 payment just came in. You done got $350 of aid. You got $150 for child support for the month. You can call him, I ain't got my like child support. What the fuck going on with you? Cause my baby mama used to do this shit to me all the time. They used to call me random. Did you lose your job or something? Cause I ain't get my child support this month. They ain't give me all my child support this month. You need to call them people. You know, my baby mamas was crazy because I knew they just didn't know what was going on. They had no idea the particulars and the real behind child support. They were just two bitter women, bitter about me, went down there, filled out the paperwork. I was taking care of my kids. We just wasn't together no more. My kids at the time, my two sons don't want for nothing. I paid for a lot of their shit from a distance because I'm always working. But there's some times and there were some moments, several times, both of them equally, random call, I didn't get my child support for this month, or I didn't get this much for this month. And I tried to explain it to them then, but I sounded like a bitter baby daddy. They're not listening to you. You know, when they already hate you and you trying to give them some real shit that they can go look up themselves and it's not bitterness. This is real shit. They're not listening. I just want my money. I just want my money. That's all y'all thinking about. That's why I'm making the video, ladies, baby mamas. Y'all need to understand the magnitude of child support. Your child is not benefiting from that. Because let's say the daddy loses his job or the job lays him off because layoffs happen. Or he get hurt on the job, which is going to happen, especially if you got a manual labor job. He can get hurt and he can't work for a certain period of time. The child support's still stacking up. And when he's has the ability to work again, when he recovers, they want that money. If it reaches 10,000 or more, that's a felony. That's automatic prison time. It's a buildup of him no longer being able to give you the child support that the court initially allotted to you back when he had the job and he wasn't injured and everything was fine. But even the amount that's said on the paperwork document, you're not getting that. Sometimes you get all of it. Sometimes you don't. If you read the fine print, it says the state may keep most of the child. You have to read that shit. So there are times where they'll give you all 500 of your dollars. And there are times where they're going to go in there and deduct some shit. And they don't have to explain it to you because of the government. You signed your name on that paperwork in there before the child support was even allotted. You signed away the right for the state to take over your child support case because they're giving you aid. So therefore, you getting child support from baby daddy or baby daddies, they can go in there and pick apart and take how much percentage they want, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't even get a lawyer to fight for your full amount of child support, ladies. A lawyer cannot even defend you because you've already signed it before the case happened. You have to sign your name on those documents when you go in there to fill out for child support. There's some paperwork you got to fill out. There are some signature pages that you sign before the case even starts. They get that shit out the way for it even that way you can't come back and say, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, I was supposed to get $500. I want my money. Ma'am, you sign right here that the state has control. You see what I'm saying? Y'all need to know what y'all are doing. If a guy is not helping you with the child, putting him on child support is not going to force him to help you with the child. All you're really doing is making it that much more difficult for him to help you. You think you're teaching the man a lesson by putting him on child support, putting him in jail for 6 months or however long he go. You think that rehabilitates the father and makes him not be a deadbeat or not, or just act right according to your standards. No, that's not what that happens. And it's not from a place of bitterness. The guys who are not helping the babies, so a lot of situations, it's not that they don't want to help or don't give a fuck or hate you, or it's nothing to do with you. This is what child support is. Y'all women think that us men hate y'all. No, we hate the system. Y'all didn't create the law. Y'all just using it for what you think is to your advantage. It's not even to your advantage. It's to your disadvantage. Because the more aid you receive, the less father you receive. You replace the father with aid. In other words, y'all don't want to live hard. Y'all don't want to struggle. Y'all want everything handed to you where there is a price. You cannot have it all at the price of you getting a free place to stay, food stamps, and all the money you can receive without having to put in any manual labor. The price for that, ladies, is no father in the house. You can get a stepdad. Hopefully he will take you and your children in, but that's a gamble. You don't really know if another guy is going to come along and raise your kid for you. That you can't say, I'm going to push a baby out for Leroy, and if it don't work out fine, I'll get another nigga to help me raise him. Another nigga does not have to raise your kid for you. That Leroy's supposed to raise that motherfucking kid. And whether he want to or not, that's not the other nigga's fault. That's your fault. You can't put that on somebody else because you want to live. Y'all got a plan. If it don't work out with Leroy, I can just go do this, and I'll be straight. You're not thinking about the child. You're not thinking about what if that other guy just don't want to do it. You're getting the aid. You're getting the food stamps. You're getting the Section 8. Y'all getting what y'all want, but you still have to give up something. Nothing is free in this world. So you put all this aid and government stuff on one side, and you put the father, your child on the other side. Because I ain't got to get too deep into the particulars. Just want y'all ladies to understand. Look up child support for each state, the state you live in. Look at the real behind it. Put your emotions aside, bitterness aside. It doesn't matter if Leroy ain't shit or Tay or John or, I want you to take the situation that you and your baby daddy went through and put it to the side. like it never happened, and read objectively the laws for your state and what child support really is. You are not teaching him a lesson. You are not benefiting your child. You are not helping the situation. You are actually making it worse. What you describe as he's the worst dad in the world, whoever he is, you make it even worse when you go do the child support thing. It's not for the kid. People say, that's well, you should take care of your kids. You can't take care of your kids if you're paying child support. You actually hinder yourself. You make it harder for him to help you. A dad that wants to help out with his kid who's on a child support court order, it can be difficult for him to help because he has to go back to that job that he works at because that's the job that's in the system. What if he wants to work somewhere else? What if another job wants to hire him? He can go get that job, but he's got to go through a lot of changes. When he's on child support, he can't just quit. He can't just get fired. He got to put up with some things that he probably shouldn't have to put up with on a job. But if I lose my job, I got to pay my child support. This is the loop that you put the baby daddy in, and it's funny to you. But but if you have a male child, ladies, y'all baby mamas who got boys, y'all doing this to his daddy. Some little girl is gonna do the same thing to your baby boy. Because his daddy not around to tell him what's right and wrong, what not to do. You're gonna teach him about women, of course you should. But that doesn't mean he's not gonna go out and make a mistake and get some little girl pregnant, and then she's gonna perpetuate the same exact thing you did to his father. Now your baby boy, baby mamas, your baby boy gonna be caught up in the same shit you put his daddy in, and you're okay with that. Okay, fine. Look it up. The link's under the video. It's your boy Open Mind. I'm finna get back on the grind. This is not a rant. This is not bitterness. This is real facts. Look at the law. Look at it. Read it. Read it again. Read it a third time. Take it all in and really think about what child support is as a whole. It is not for the child. There's a million YouTube videos of different people, different faces, males and females alike, mostly females. There are more women speaking about child support than there are men because men are ignored. Y'all bitter. Y'all niggas need to pay your child support. That's the response. But when women say it, there are female YouTube videos, white and black and Latina and Asian, talking about the child support situation and the truth about it, addressing the women. Y'all still you can go down there and take the man off of child support. All you gotta do is sign a paper. It's just that once you take a man off child support, you can't go put him back on. That's the catch. You give up something, you got to give up something to get something. That's what it is. That's life. That's planet Earth. That's not just the courthouse. That's not just child support. That's everything. You can't have nothing without giving up something, ladies. You can't have nothing. You cannot have it all. You can't. You may want to. The music and your celebrities may say you can have it all in these fantasy worlds that y'all live in. But the truth and reality is you cannot have nothing without giving up something. So you want child support, Section 8, food stamps and aid and everything free, so you ain't got to go to work and put up with nobody's bullshit. I ain't working for nobody. Y'all got that mentality. You still have to give up something, which is the father of your kids. It's your boy Open Mind. I'll holler. Create a bless. Get money. Deuces.